Could be some problems if he pops through the smoke, but he's got to make a decision quickly as it fades away. Chooses to stick around, and he's going to regret it. King was ready, waiting for it. Now Leviathan can work into the site.
Envy have basically no space. The only respite really is Glyph, but he's on a very late backstab through main.
He'll have to be important, especially now that Demon 1 has been chunked at.
Oh,
just
what a
takes
clear
Glyph's
by
head
blows.
off. I thought Glyph had the timing, but it's Leviathan that have caught everyone out. They fall like dominoes. A major thud as Leviathan take a few points of damage, and that's it.
I really would have liked to see a little bit more investment from Envy into helping Kesnet in this heaven position. He had such a strong spot there if there could have been any piece of util to set him up to fight forward, but with no one else there in position to aid, no one else refighting towards ramp, he just falls down, and suddenly it is the Leviathan dream. We're playing a man-up retake on A. That is their bread and butter.
Exactly, especially when there's no forward pressure coming at you. Because Kesnet dropped so early, like you're saying, Envy were just kind of sitting around on the site, waiting for Lev to dive into them.
And it can be simple, just a sky flash from Glyph on site. He had both flashes up by the time he was back in main.
Well, Envy can dwell on the past of that pistol round or start to look forward, but with 5 classics in the inventory, maybe looking for an orb and a plant is the best they could find. Still hard to break into this B site though, because you have the one-way smoke that Neon can drop and actually go for a little bit of spam on top of it. Guess Kesnet is happy to take the orb and get out of there.
It is really fun to watch this Lev team getting to see Neon flex around. It's impressive that he's just as good when he's playing on the controller role as when he's on his more traditional opping agents, be that the Duelist or the Chamber. Just such a consistent guy coming back from London, where he was the MVP of that tournament. His stats so far in Americas have been just as good, taking over regionally as well.
And he can just lock down this B site, still has his paranoia. Easy stall there. You have some flames that can be thrown down as well, while Envy gets separated jumping into the site. Neon will fall.
Oh, it's
the rest
not
of
like
Leviathan
winnable.
are here, and that is a judge in Spike's hands, and another 2 kills for the young star.
Well, Envy have gotten their first kill on the board in that round.
We take those.
Yeah.
We can build upon that. Something better ahead, especially once they can get some rifles in their hand. See what they can do.
Yeah, this is where I do want to see what the approach is. A lot of teams have tried to take Lev on this map. A lot of teams have failed so far. I think the most common ideas you see is teams trying to fight heavy for a ramp or going into early mid ideas and then late pivoting sites. I think the key is always trying to deny them heaven control, because on both sides of the map, Lev is so good at playing retake from those heaven angles.
Well, I wonder how Envy could work on the lurks on this map, because they're playing the most old school comp you could possibly get, right? Double smokes with the Viper and the Cypher. Both the cages and the Viper will make lurking a very effective option if you can work around the utility timings of Blows' fade.
But this time, it's going to be everyone grouped up together towards A. Blows on his classic angle.
Oh, that is a nice seize, and Kesnet completely caught out.
Get a trade.
Good spam out of Glyph, but now with Spike upgrading into the Vandal on site, that could be a problem. No support though. He'll have to do it on his own.
Some
Sato
trades. Timing
trading out
peak.
even a nice timing around the corner. Spike is just doing a number on this Envy squad. And now a Demon 1 out in the open, trying to retreat back behind the cover of darkness. Rossi will stick around in main.
I think Neon saw his head go back, so that's going to preempt this rotate for Spike to go all the way towards B. But Rossi just freezing, looking to re-push in.
How does Rossi want to play this? That's the question. There's not a lot of time. Hunting for kills, about to be lost as an option. And he doesn't really have the util to play around on side either. 15 seconds now. He drops in defense and he's done what? He goes right past Neon. Neon didn't see him. And now Neon trying to make a dash away. That kill was critical. And with just 10 seconds left on the clock, Rossi has the time to get into the site. He's put that spike down onto the ground, now into the one-on-one.
It is a Looney Tunes round for Rossi, but now it's still a one-on-one to play.
Has no idea where Spike could be coming from. Has to
See how
respect
patient
every
Rossi
approach.
is.
And now he spots him. But it's too little too late. Spike will collect on this third round and start this snowball off strong.
That is one of the silliest interactions that I've seen in a while. Just both players dropping into vents up and down on each other.
Yeah, because Neon for sure didn't see Rossi, and Rossi only barely saw the shoulder. See that one more time here.
Here it is.
Oh, because Neon turns at the same time to find the rope as the drop comes in.
And he's also doing the silent drop where he's grabbing the rope at the bottom. So they're both just passing by each other. Oh.
Well, that would have been a tragic round to lose, I think, if you're Neon. But luckily, Neon's got his back. By the way, Spike, 6-0 right now after the first 3.
I do have to look earlier in that round and critique some of the execution from Envy. You saw it. Kesit satcheling through that orb, through that molly before anyone else could do anything. There was a season main, but still they end up so disconnected. And even in the second layer, it's just the Omen pushing through. These are the pieces of coordination, of playing together, that I think has made Envy's stage 2 so bad so far. We need to see them more on the same page, especially around Kesnit's dives on the attack sides.
Hey, look, Envy are looking to refight mid.
Leviathan play their defense with the amount of stall tools they have. You just saw them there.
Wow.
As King is gonna
King's gonna ace.
Easy peasy for him.
Oh.
4 and very nearly the ace. That's a round win for Lev, but what I was talking about is how much utility Leviathan's comp has just
Demon
stall
one
chokes. Whether
and the
in
rest
mid
of them
right there you have a
need
Viper
to
orb,
show
you have
like
snake bites,
a good
you've got
map
Sato
at
rotating
least.
between either throwing out of B heaven onto the B site or mid his own flames. Not to mention the C's of the last round. So it becomes very difficult unless you bait out that utility early in rounds to actually run your hard execs.
And what you're saying about A, mad about losing his ace there, but it seems easy to deal with blows. He's one man, he sits rafters literally every round. How hard could it be? But his timing on the C's, the lineups that he has to spam in main make him a nightmare to deal
Damn,
with.
I didn't even realize Demon
So
one on the Cypher
back to guns and back to
makes
a
sense
1-3-1.
if they just want him on
Already
the
pulled out the snake bite
70.
in mid and all the gas that King has left. So some progress made already, but Leviathan have changed their plan. They're playing very light around the mid space, seeding that in its entirety.
And it's a 3-player lean towards the B site. King on an off angle.
That's a nasty one too. So many of these tight lines that the defense can hold as Envy walks straight in to Asato, and that's Asato with the run it back even. So he's going to be charging full steam ahead, see if he can clear out Mail before snapping back to the feather.
Kesnit is just a sacrificial lamb again.
By the
On
way.
the other side, down goes the lurker, and suddenly 3-on-5 for Envy.
That's the thing, his team made so much presence up in B heaven, you want to activate the lurk, but Leviathan's protocols are just locked in. Not giving the opportunity.
Don't change anything
Take
different.
away spaces. Now Neon, quick on the adjustments. Will deflect 2 players that have absolutely no idea what just hit them.
Jesus, I thought Neon was
No one
nerfed.
got shot on left that round. It was perfect. And I feel like these Envy issues keep coming back to when they're going for these exec rounds. It's just not quite on the
Envy
same page.
just pick up
Everyone else
EU.
wants back. Kesnit pushes forward to try and punish the ult. He dies.
Buy him
no
out.
one's there to trade. And then the team tries to make these individual plays to recover from that opening. Timeout called.
I mean, this is just a tough start, right? 5-0 already. You don't even have that anti-bonus round to bank on because of the clutchness of Spike. So Envy are going to be going through the ringer. And I think just like sort of theory crafting how they want to play with this comp is maybe a good way of moving forward, because we've talked about dealing with some of the early utility. I really would love to see them try to deal with blows on the A side.
Yeah,
'Cause I
do
think if
ramp dive ideas.
Exactly. Ramp dive, leave an insert, something like this, because if you can break blows from just holding that rafter line, all of a sudden you create question marks on ramps through mid. You can put more pressure on Lev than just simply shift walking at them.
And when you're putting that much pressure, it also actually gives opportunities for Demon 1 in mid or on B main to actually try and get activated on a lurk, which he hasn't had any success with so far.
I wouldn't mind if Envy tried to change up their typical Viper wall, right? One of the things you'd sometimes see when teams are playing the Cypher plus Viper is you throw the B walls with Viper,
Yeah, because you
even
have
B
the
orb
cages
sometimes.
to make up for the lack of the wall on A.
Yeah, so if blows really is too big of a problem, maybe using some of that smoke utility on the B site to deal with Neon instead could be a way through.
Well, Lev think that Blows is going to get some pressure, so they set 3 strong towards A to fight this space.
Quick little reaction play, unless they want to flash through this. Prowler
They're gonna
finds
re-clear
nothing,
it.
but the flash will send Demon 1 back, and Spike now laying down the stun. Demon 1 has nowhere to go.
Demon 1
He's
just
playing too
gets
far
stunned.
up and let punish.
And they're out of there. Already running back into sight. Leviathan take their kill, and they hold on to the advantage.
Whoa, that's an omen ult. Knight's reading, I think, that Leviathan retreated back up ramp, and he might have a free A site.
Still, it's going to be a 5-on-4 A retake for LEV. And we have to get some additional bit of space. They have to pressure LEV somehow. If they just let them
Yeah,
retake,
they have
they
to
will
take
lose
some
this round.
space.
Well, Rossi is going to unlock the Viper's Pit with the plant. Maybe they can work around that with some screens control. See how much Kesnet can do
that
on the other
needed
side.
to be a kill.
Already exchanging fire with Leviathan. And the TP up from Knights is
Ooh,
excellent. He's
nice.
up
Way
in
to
it.
take
And so
Heaven.
is the rest of Envy. This forward
Could've
fight
held
paying
Heaven,
off.
but-
But Spike has gotten behind enemy lines now. Tries to equalize. It's the flash.
Sato wins this.
Hits on Sato.
Envy
threading
needed
the
to
needle.
disband.
Around
Oh
into
my
elbow. It's a
god.
one-on-one now. Sato's got
Plant's
the chance. And with the wall up, Kesnet
Envy
has to run
need
in.
to disband.
And Sato
Oh my
reads it.
god.
This round belongs to him. Just when you think
It
Envy's
was
done
such a good play in the
everything right,
beginning.
Leviathan's prowess comes up to play.
That round was a 4-on-2. Far and away the best chance they had, but a Red Bull clutch from Sato steals it away.
That just hurts, right? Because I think both Kesnet and Knights especially did everything they needed. It's solo
2K.
plays, but it's beautiful.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that meant there wasn't really the support on site for the Viper's Pit. Rossi just got run down.
And I think Kesnet read that that player was going to be flanking back
Yep.
through main, tried to go for the wrap instead. But that ends up being a misread, and when you commit to a play like that, with it not planted open, there's such a risk. You have so much pressure put on yourself to have to make the play.
It's already 6-0.
Leviathan looking to bully in mid
Yeah,
as
how
well
long
now.
has it been?
You can see just the last
Like-
2 rounds, they've started playing a lot more forward, a lot more aggressive, popping out from behind enemy smokes.
10 minutes.
This time, no dice on a kill. But Demon 1 may be looking to catch a timing here. He has made the cross into ramp and now calls Envy back in.
Blows, though, knows what space has been ceded to Envy. Willing to just bide his time, going back and forth as his teammates get proactive elsewhere in mid.
And Lev's A retakes have looked so good that they might just be happy to let this one happen. Quick rotates
Bro,
over.
and he
Now the
just gets shut
showstopper plucked
down
out of the sky.
off of a
Another
bad
5-on-4
satchel.
for Envy. And another
Okay,
forward
Neon
look
might
as
get
Knights
timing.
tries to catch Neon with that smoke in hand. He's got to get him quickly.
Not
and he
tradable.
delivers. The rest of Envy have continued this push into screens. This is where they found that success in the previous round. And you see the pressure on Leviathan as
Okay,
they've gone back
if
into
Envy
ramps.
at least get 3, then I'll forgive him.
Now Spike into the site.
But if they
And
lose
yet
this round, I
again,
won't.
he's lethal with it, but this time Envy have found those kills.
Okay.
And Demon 1 all the way from behind
Finally.
have finally shown a round win for Envy.
The critical moment of that round is actually getting the kill CT. Neon got caught with his util, juggling in and out. They pick up that pick, they hold on to that forward space, and that allows, despite the fact that they were in a man's disadvantage off of that rocket, Envy to have space to fall back into as the retake came in.
You can't be ripping the finally after 0-6. That is brutal.
Oh.
But I think for me, I'm just excited to see Knights with a couple of back-to-back rounds where those forward fights have looked very nice. And the attack outlaw purchase, reading 5 light armors on Envy's side.
Look at this.
Another pop play out from that smoke, and this time, Envy dropped like flies. Knights trying to make it out of there, pushing back in, even through the pain of the blind. Demon 1 has much left to do.
As soon as you think Envy is just showing you the retake plays, they give you a set strat. And they're even aware of these alerts. Blows locks it down, 7-1 to Lev.
Yeah, I mean, Blows has just owned Demon 1 on this side of the map. Full read of the lurks he's going for.
Yeah, if you want to learn how to be a good position player on Split, if you want to learn how to be an A anchor, I don't think there's anyone better to watch than Blows. The way he balances, not having anyone else with him, getting spam kills in main, the value he's getting with each piece of his utility. He's so incredible on this map.
Meanwhile, Leviathan just ran the entire playbook. Oh, let's pop out of the A smoke. Okay,
Yep.
next round we'll pop out of the B smoke, or the mid smoke, then the B. gone all the way around the world. Each one was effective. Now back to basics with Envy on the pistols.
And again, LEV, this time not going for one of the same proactive plays, instead just holding their space, a heaven. Would have liked to see Envy try and put some emphasis on getting orbs online in this round. Get Kesnet closer to maybe a second showstopper in the half.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's going to get one miles away here with only a few
Envy
more
are
rounds
on
left
an
to play.
anti-eco, but if they get the
And
heaven
King
player,
on
then
yet another of these off angles. This time the Phoenix Flash ready to go around
Sato
the
leaves
corner.
at one.
It's a nice little 1-2 punch. And Envy have instantly been slowed down, choosing to leave Demon 1 up in heaven while the rest of the team pivots back into mid.
But again, Envy prepared for this one. They still have knowledge that main is clear. A very well-timed haunt there. And it's this off angle from the Neon. Deep on ramp, ready to lock it down with close.
What a
All
seize.
these players caught out. You just can't go anywhere. It's not just the players holding, but I think the utility ideas from Leviathan, having a couple of little tandem plays. 2 players B heaven, 2 players over on A. Ready to punish with the utility and instantly pounce on their prey. That'll be a flawless anti-eco out of LEV.
Another tough one. And another first death for Kesnet. I think that when you're looking at the struggles of Envy in this stage, they're really reflected in his individual performance. Right now, he's having the worst stage of his career. You look at kind of all-time struggle teams. Think of, for example, a player like Orango from Furia. You remember him?
Yep, I do.
Yeah.
Yep, just
Kesnet
running
has a
it down.
0.14 lower rating than him right now. It's a guy who in the past has been topping the charts in stages, who has been a superstar.
It's tough for him to play in a lot of these games. Being that tip of the spear going down. I think especially like, even with the Envy's comp here, just not a lot of support for him to work with when he's diving in.
No, hasn't had that system to set him up like he did on crew. This is the start to a round though. Another TP into an open A site from Knights.
And I like this read. I think these Omen ults are very
What a
clear
seize
anti from
again.
Envy. Because they know Leviathan don't like to play
Let's
on
just
this
have
A
the
site.
timing.
A lot of liberty to go ahead and do that for themselves. While Sato is going to work in behind the Nightfall. Ready to run it back, but he's just going to have 1 second to land a kill, and it's not going to be there on the other side, though. The rest of Leviathan have shown up to the party. Envy a little bit scattered for now as the smokes go down. Cliff just narrowly staying alive, but the rest of
the
LEV
retake
are
is just
here.
too good.
And it is just lights out from them.
Lev's handling of that team fight was so excellent. All of the smokes were dropping simultaneously. They had 3 different angles they had to fight from, but you saw full trust in every one of their players as to what their teammate was holding. Whether it was Spike sliding towards site, trusting that his teammate was full watching main for him. Or later on, the same idea with Sato too. Just really beautiful stuff from this LEV squad. It has now been months, it has now been game after game after game, but their protocols on split are still just elite.
Doesn't matter if you know their tendencies. Leviathan are just that good.
And a power
You've
clears.
tried to mix things up
Line
a little
doesn't
bit here with
connect.
the forward TP out of Knights. I think Knights has been by far and away the most creative and impactful player on Envy so far, but still hasn't amounted to much for them.
Good Jaco gets info.
And as Lev just stall things out with another phase of utility. And there's been no forward progress out of Envy.
No.
Knights has now used both his teleports to get out of there.
Look at the angles elsewhere on the map too. King is
Oh,
posted in mid,
Yep.
Neon is posted in main. You have nowhere to go.
Yeah, I don't know if Leviathan had actually been able to count and see all 5 players, because it seems pretty apparent Leviathan felt completely free to take that forward space. Only now that it's gone quiet, they doubled up back into mid. Just waiting to see if it was going to be a quick pivot up into B Heaven. Instead, it will be Neon to greet these 5 members over on B main. He lets them off with a warning at the start. Says, I'll take it easy on you, but you guys better not keep coming into me. That's just a fool's errand, especially now that Sato is here.
Trade.
Continues.
And they're
to bring the
right
heat.
behind
Double
him.
digits now already in the first half for Lev.
Yeah, nice macro there from Lev. Immediately realizing the space they have on the map, being quick on the rotates, and locking it down very easily. Neon again in a position as a solo anchor, finding success on Kesnet.
I feel bad for Kesnet. Like, you're satcheling into a site with a Sky Flash just popped out of the smoke. That's all they have. And it's
like every round he's being asked to do that.
Yeah, and it's like with this comp from Envy, they don't want to be running hard execs. You want to be able to work the map, work extremities, get lurks going. It's the whole point of having all the smokes, but I don't think they have the confidence on their lurkers right now with the way that LEV's anchors have been working.
This round started double up for Leviathan on both King and Neon.
Ult.
Yeah, try to lurk against
LEV
that.
has ult as well.
Blows. Same thing.
Oh,
Demon One
I
might have
missed
the timing to
upshot.
get past here.
First
Potentially
time
saves
Demon
the
One has
round.
been able to slip the net.
They're gonna pinch on
He's got a
the.
very nice timing.
They're gonna
He can
pinch on the
stab
event player.
King in the back
Wait
here,
for
completely
Demon
open
One.
up mid.
Okay, they
Pressure,
survive.
depending on which side Envy tried to split back into.
Okay,
with
now
Demon
they
One
fight the
looking
ramp
through
player,
this
but they're
space,
gonna
do
lose
you
a
read Blows in
main
this angle?
if Blows gets
That'd be
out.
tough. And this is a nasty angle. Leviathan have already rotated over.
They're
so
just
Envy
baiting the
still trying to
rotators.
mix things up now.
They're gonna
Showstopper
fight
into the B side.
spawn.
All three players
Oh,
back
that was
in
a big
spawn
kill
as
for
Demon
Blows.
One will drop on the opposite side. And the fuse
Oh,
nearly times out. Neon gifts that one over to Kesnet.
Kesnet gets it.
Numbers up post plant now for Envy.
But they're here quick. Spike ready to rip into this site.
Here we go, the fight up into heaven.
Okay,
Every
big
player
kills.
pinged
If
out,
Blows
and now Blows
wins
stuck into
this,
the clutch. Kesnet's upgraded into the off on the other
Envy
side. And will take
need
down
to win the
Blows.
other
A little
rounds.
sign of life here at the end for Envy, finally getting that lurk online and playing a strong post.
Yeah, it was nicely played by Demon One. He does end up falling, but he got the macro advantage for his team that they had been lacking this entire half. Pretty rare you see a player able to slip by Blows when he's solo anchoring that site. And with that timer just ticking down, it's Kesnet picking up a nice 3K to close out the half.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby from Leviathan. We got more action after the break.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. It all started when I got to the FIFA World Cup. And wow, thousands of Verizon customers.
Oh, you got the free Verizon tickets too?
No, I'm with amazing seats.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And even pitch-side access.
Are you? David Beckham, a Verizon customer.
This used to be for players. Now it's for Verizon customers. No one gets you closer. Only on Verizon.
So let's look at the games we got real quick. I know it's Furia versus MIBR next. This should be opposite. LEV pick split, MV pick summit. I think they're counting on being able to willing to lose the first map of split and then winning it in summit and ascent. If it goes to ascent, I'd be pretty surprised.
Phoenix alive and well.
Yep.
He's triple positive on the first half. I think that his career prospects are looking good.
Unless Riot Games decide no more Phoenix, and then he's gonna have to come up with some other plans. But for now, he's all good. He's looking
Yeah, after that,
fantastic
it's
out there
either
today.
McDonald's or, I don't know,
KO,
KO. Yeah.
Clove,
Clove.
anyone with a revive. That'll do the trick for Sato.
I don't know about Clove.
No, you don't think so? I think Sato would be one of the people I would be confident rocking the Clove. Just run in there and shoot people. I don't know. Well, right now they've just walked into the B site.
Yeah, it's free.
Huh, okay.
Fear not.
How long do they keep walking? Because right now Kesnet thinks he's holding B. but there's 3 players past him.
Oh,
Okay.
They get king in mid though.
he
Oh
needed
no, and they're
that kill.
still marching back into spawn. They've
And
got numbers,
Kesnet
but
might
I'm
get
not sure
punished.
how good Kesnet's going to feel about
He does
this.
get traded.
Quick 1-for-1, and Demon 1,
And Spike almost
returning
gets 2.
fire there, has given MD major numbers
Right
now.
now.
Just gotta win a 4-on-2 retake. now.
Nice. Glyph clearing space.
Well, last half.
But are they aware of the player in
Proved
main?
a challenge for Envy. This time, though, sticking together, pack
Okay.
mentality.
Now if they throw this,
And Neon
he misses
fires
the
camera
blind.
the wrong way. The flash catches him entirely. That's a 3-piece out of Glyph. And
That
a
was
pistol round for
honestly
Envy to start the second
A
half.
really bad,
Very nice.
really bad
It was
blind.
pretty sketchy, honestly,
for
with
Neon.
that timing that got caught into B, but Kesden is aware enough to catch the rotates and spawn. The walk mid finds the punish onto King. And it's Envy picking up a round.
Yeah,
Last-
Kesnet kind of came aware of that possibility at the exact right moment
Yeah.
once he heard the spike being planted.
Nice! Vamos!
Let's go, guys. We got this. Come on, guys.
Last time these teams played, it was a double 13-4 victory for Leviathan. Envy
Okay,
trying
if
to do a
Envy
little better
get
than
to
that
8,
today. At least
If
looking
they
to
get
tie it as
if Envy get to
5.
8, then
How
they
often
don't
do you
need
see
it.
the
This
quad
fan.
bulldog, the quad dog.
the quad dog.
Yes. Since
I don't know if
Lever
I've ever
already
seen
would have
that.
1 Masters,
A rarity from Envy.
I still want them to go to
Came out with
chance.
some
So rooting
interesting
for them in the
ideas.
bigger
But
picture,
Leviathan,
but
this is
in
kinda
this
what I was
game I'm
talking about
rooting
last
for
half, where I wanted to see from Envy
Envy.
do some of these pop smokes. Sees a lot of space on the B site.
Oh,
This time, hold on. No, that bandit cannot be
No,
getting
the
2
trades
kills
are
there.
bad.
There's no way it's a 2-on-2 right now.
Can't let him get
A
guns.
gun to be retrieved back site.
Rossi's
Rossi,
going alone too.
yeah, but he can't afford to let these
Can't
players
let him
get
get
guns. I think it's
guns.
almost a
He needs-
necessity, and King didn't have his
okay, it's
rifle
fine,
out.
it's fine, it's
Steady
fine.
hands from Rossi.
It's
I
fine.
was not nervous at all. Don't worry.
I was. Can I admit that?
Yeah, you can admit that.
Mimi is literally curled up in a ball on the couch right now. She was absolutely
And I also
concerned.
want Envy to make
was
chance,
convinced they were
but their
losing that
form right
round.
now is not
After the
good
Bulldog
at
fell
all.
inside after Rossi's trying to make the play alone. But luckily, the IGL for Envy
I
manages
don't
to
get
sure it up.
why the
The
coach
steady hands.
or the
Caught a break
players
there
are
with
just
King
walking around.
switching
Like,
over
I
to
get
the
it.
rifle.
Oh yeah, he did.
That's your style, and it works. It works.
But that said,
But in the
with
case of their
Envy losing
past 3
3
games,
players,
nothing
those 4
nothing
Bulldogs
they
and a
have done
Spectre have
It's now the double
has
dog.
worked at all.
Not nearly as threatening. Especially when Envy just continue to give up the B site. Leviathan are assuming it's almost a trap play with how eerily quiet it is on that side of the map.
This is a weird round though. They've double walked down into sewers at
Yeah.
the very beginning.
Oh no.
King's like, where the hell did that guy come from?
Yeah, I was holding for the A main push, not the sewers push. Seems like the first player to
Okay,
activate
some
on
damage.
the lurks
No
in these
kills.
rounds has been the one to drop. In the pistol, it was King. Here, King gets the better of Rossi.
And welcome to Leviathan. We're up 5-on-3. We hold.
Yeah, we hold. I mean, they've just been holding the whole round, and Envy have just continued walking at them.
99% of pushers stop right before they get the pick.
It's time to push, Envy. Get
Come on.
something done. Don't think it would work. Leviathan's protocol is
Oh,
pretty
I
solid.
see.
Once they have numbers up situations.
flipping
and
the
honestly, just on
coin.
anti-ecos in general.
Yep.
They go A through
They're going to go back towards
Vents.
B. There are 2 players
at
holding here.
least get info
Including
early.
the last remaining dog on Glyph.
But with
Yeah, a couple
2
of
in
flashes too,
CT
but-
spawn,
High-low instantly broken by the dark cover, and you can't run through that molly either. So even though there's very limited time on the clock, I think Glyph is making a go at it. A little bit scattered. You see Knights wasn't down to join the party and sprint in. There's
Knights
just barely enough
needs
time to get this
at
spike
least
down.
1.
And for Leviathan to deal with these remaining members.
Yeah.
Easy peasy for Lev. They punish every aggressive push that round. They wait patiently and have a great exec over towards B. So far, Envy's defense has just consisted of give up B, walk everywhere in mid, and hope the kills come to fruition. I don't think that one's going to work anymore.
No. Especially with the comp they're trying to play, right? You're playing a comp with pretty limited forward fighting tools and very good stall, right?
As
You have
was-
double smokes and Cypher.
Yeah, as was displayed on their attack half, where Kez was getting sent into the volcano every round with just the sky flash to help.
Yeah, this is the half where it's like, okay, maybe we pump the brakes a little bit, let our players work behind the Cypher utility. But with how passive the B side's been, actually the A side getting aggressive, maybe we don't keep walking at King. Maybe he's just going to kill us every time if we keep doing that. And so now Leviathan realizes we don't need to do that, but maybe there's a walk somewhere else, because there's always a walk somewhere else, Mimi.
Yeah, there always is. This time the pick was a Neon.
99% of pushers quit right before they hit.
Okay,
It pays
Demon
off.
1 needs
Knights
this
do that.
one.
And look, Rossi last round got caught out when he walked through sewers, but this round,
Oh, Demon
will he?
1.
I don't see Demon 1 stopped
Knights,
pushing.
I need
that was the
two.
problem.
I need
now we
two.
have Knights who's pushing, and it pays off for one, at the very least.
There's a walk chase going on the other side of the map between our two Vipers.
It kind of looks like they're like a ghost,
I
like
think-
the shadow.
I think King knows.
Uh-huh.
He calmed it over to Spike.
And now Rossi is pinched into the corner and
Sato
drops.
just full flash your teammate to get the kill.
It's mine. Sato and Spike are in a heated race right now for top frag. Sato at the half was leading with
Okay.
15 kills. Spike now completely dominating him. 21-7 on the Neon.
21
Whoa.
and 7.
And 7.
Yeah.
That's a 3x multiplier. Yeah. That's pretty solid for playing 16 rounds of regulation.
Yeah, well, timeout for Envy. If I'm the coach here, I'm saying, hey guys, stop walking at them.
Yep. I'm not a lip reader, but that's what I would be imagining.
If
is
you want to
going
go
on.
aggressive, let's look at like a trap play with utility, and if not, let's just hold back and try and anchor some sites, guys.
I mean, ultimately, like, there's two problems that have been happening consistently. One is the A main hold from King. You can't
Yep.
beat it right now, especially
And
with the
thing
shift
is,
plays.
that's not a right now issue. You
That's
just
a permanent
generally
thing.
cannot beat him there.
Yeah. And then the glaring issue, I think, in terms of their actual defense hold is the B site and all the space Leviathan have gotten with
Which
the
is
forward smoke.
free
Yeah.
pretty much every round.
So,
Or it's solo anchored and they get to pop close because of their smoke.
yeah, I almost feel like if NB wanted to fight forward, I'd like it as a little trap play in B main a little bit more. But we'll see. Glyph is just yearning for the matcha right now. I would be too.
You were down 12-4.
I actually am now. Now that I see it, that could fix me.
Yeah. I don't know if it would fix you, but
It would be an
it
improvement.
could help, yeah.
Well, we are certainly back to B main, and if you remember stage 1 when these teams clashed, we had back-to-back 13-4 victories for Leviathan. Now on pace to repeat history, because Envy have just sort of thrown together whatever they can buy here, and Knights is already mowed down. He just walked out in front of the smoke. I think he was spotted underneath the one-way. Now all the Cypher utility broken on this site. There's just nothing left to play behind.
I would describe that as tragic. It's now a 5-on-4. Lev will wait. They will punish you if you push. And so I think Envy make a solid call by keeping a stack towards the B side of the map.
Yeah, I think the evidence of what the coach was saying there on display, not just going to be instantly seizing space and walking forward down numbers, or even at all, but the real trouble is going to be Glyph, because the position he's playing with a Spectre. I'm sorry, you're not getting any kills from on Rafters, so he's got to be really careful here on the jiggle not to get his life away.
His job is to maintain heaven best he can and not die.
Ooh, let me
My
change
word,
that.
he's on 7 HP.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished to some extent. Has held on to ramps control 2 for Envy. And that's opened up Kesnet to find a little pick on Neon. Now no more Omen smokes in the post plant. Should try to simplify, as a camera in screens has spotted these two players on the advance.
The fight in main is everything here. They have to disrupt King from this angle.
And King has been such a nuisance when you're walking at him. Dodges out on the flash. That'll be 1. That is 2.
Damn,
And all of a
2.
sudden, the piece is starting to fall apart as Spike takes that forward fight. And the IGL finds himself in a brutal position. History repeats itself. 13-4 for the 3rd time in a row. Leviathan take down Envy.
Yeah, the same issues getting put on an even starker display by the excellent protocols of Leviathan Split. They looked stellar on their defense.
just
A
disabled
retake
that.
is still best in the world. The individual performances, pretty damn amazing too. 22 kills for Spike at the end. King and Sato right behind.
Another blowout map. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close.
Absolute madness, and there's plenty more to come. We'll be right back.
Alright, spam all the emotes. Where is... I got some custom emotes that I put in. Yeah. I wonder if you can add it to YouTube. I wonder.
Zerona's testing main here for the time being, but Price just out in the open there, almost a chance to trade that one out. Dima once found his 4th kill of the round.
Tem o céu dominado, vai chegar pela rampa também. Ah, que isso, pode ficar bom pra Leviatã, olha o salto! Entrando na olha o que faz!
I'm here with Owner ahead of map 2. The team looks fluid in everything you guys are doing. Kind of is just as a look ahead question. Do you even think a meta change could really disturb what the chemistry the team has right now?
No, I don't think so, because in the Yoru meta we have probably the best Yoru in the world. That is Neon. Now in the Neon meta we have the best Neon in the world. That is Spike. So don't bother us. I think that we can, of course, like playing double duel is not in our favor. But for example, in Corral we don't have. We used to play with Waylay, only a single duelist, and it was like a really good map of us. So I think that the boys are really flexible and can play everything. So it's not gonna change anything.
Thanks for the insight. Good luck.
And to quote Mimi, this game was exactly as it was built. Basically, Leviathan thrashed Envy in our first map of the series. And unfortunately for Envy, it's another 13-4 result where they end up winning a pistol and an anti-eco. So not exactly the most stunning showing here. You've all weighed in on your choice of map 1 MVP. Sato obviously has some great rounds in general, but we wanted to talk a little bit about Neon here, who stood out as someone who, it doesn't really matter what level of opposition he's going against, the mindset stays the same.
I'm always super impressed by this guy playing Omen on Split. The way he maneuvers around the B site, to me, is 99% of the time flawless. His util timings, when he chooses to use the paranoias, when he chooses to teleport away, and the moments he picks to try to fight. Like, he is one of the guys that I look at on this map. This was a ridiculous situation in the one of the early rounds, but Yeah, he's one of the guys that I look at on this map as like genuinely being an expert here, even though it's his off role.
Yeah, he was also just an absolute nuisance in this case against Envy, always kind of being that thorn in the back. Whenever Envy were able to take a lot of that space towards B Heaven, they just couldn't make anything of it because you have Neon there kind of anchoring down and locking down sight. But then when you're kind of looking at the more macro of it as well, his smokes are so good and perfectly timed, like you were kind of saying, to always make Envy kind of second guess and worry.
Like the way that they played out that round, where you see the utilities using to take B main, working through the smoke, and then they pop flash out together, which that's a final round of that little highlight reel that also displays something we saw a ton from LEV in that defensive half, which was Sato and Spike playing Neon, getting super aggro, catching timings on the extremities. In that instance, killing, well, like 3 players on Envy. In other instances, maybe pushing through A and just catching Demon 1 solo. They had a ton of impact on that game. That duelist duo was just running around freely.
I feel like I would have expected to see a little bit more, I don't know, like overly aggressive play, or maybe just like trying to see if stuff sticks, but these guys are still very much locked in. I think like Spike's a good example, right, of someone who's sticking to the protocols. They saw Neon there like smoke B main, then work his way around, play Heaven. This team still seems extremely methodical.
Yeah, this moment stood out to me early on. Spike gets the first kill, and he absolutely could have tried to kill the second guy, but instead he takes the ultra disciplined approach and then just go back and they try to play in the 2v2. And it gets a little awkward, but they win at the round. But to me, that says so much about this team and the mindset that they have right now.
I mean, even just that round alone stood out to me that Envy, they were having some hard time with that team chemistry. There was no, like, they weren't aware of their gaps. They got too tunnel vision on that one person on site and didn't open up their mind to other possibilities. And I think that's something that we saw them try to do, right? In that early attack of when they got that first round, that was after a round where they already tried to take screens but sent Kesnet up solo, and he just ended up dying. That round that they won, they actually fully pushed through, had 2 holding a nice crossfire setup, and it worked out, but LEV just had answers for everything.
Why is King allowed to kill 4 of them in mid in that round when they challenged? It seems like there's a lot of Kesnet playing solo, but also a very limited util being made use of here by Envy.
Yeah, they really tried to go back to basics with this comp. I mean, that is an old look.
No, for sure, but it still felt like they didn't know what util was best used where, and I don't know if that's just because like the individuals are struggling and not throwing that util out, or if there isn't a bigger call, like they don't know themselves what they're doing, so they don't know where to actually put the utility, because to me, they just looked very lost. And the one thing that I really didn't like seeing is the lack of discipline, even though they're down, right? You're talking about LEV kind of being up, having that great lead, and still being disciplined, but Envy couldn't even do it, even though they needed to secure rounds. They needed to secure guns, especially when you look at the anti-eco that they were playing, right? They ended up with 2 people left alive when it could have been a lot better for them.
Yeah, that bonus being as weak as it was, honestly made it hard for them to get a foothold in that second half. Let's check back in with our maps here as well, because obviously this second map is quite interesting. This is an Envy pick, which of course puts Leviathan on the defense side. So not only, guys, do we get to see what the game plan is supposed to be for Envy in selecting this map, but also, finally, we get to see what Lev's been cooking here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they have to unveil on this map. And, I mean, 90% chance that if I had to guess, it's just going to be a Neon and a Phoenix and pretty much what we were just seeing on Split for the most part, and every other map that they're playing. But still, regardless, I do really want to see what they have in store for us there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the one thing that I'm looking for out of Envy is actually put pressure around the map. You're going to have to on a map like Summit, right? You want those pieces on the side of LEV moving around so you can find openings. And we saw that they tried to do that on that map 1, but they just didn't do enough. It's like they would say hello and then immediately just disappear, and LEV read that. They read that so perfectly. And if that's the same story here on Summit, you know, Envy are going to really have to step it up.
God forbid I even ask this question, but I wonder what Coach Stunner has to say ahead of map number 2. Give me something, Dakota, please.
I'm Hero Stunner ahead of map 2. Lev is going to be a tough opponent. What are you looking to bring out now on Summit so Envy can find that game 3?
I mean, we need to take more risk if we want to win.
How do you plan on doing that?
I mean, we have clear information in the mid round, and we just need to be executing it. That's it. That's very simple. Like, we had full information in that last game, and then we didn't execute it well. So in this game, hopefully we can execute off the information we have.
All right, Coach. Good luck. Thank you.
movement.
Maybe it's
Or it got a little
frustration
more.
as well, because he just feels like he's giving the same answers because it's the same problems that this team is still running into. Envy feels like they are getting sufficient information to make the right decisions, but that last important step just isn't being taken.
It's just a lack of decisiveness, and I wonder if those are the instances as well where we're feeling that Kesnit kind of disconnect coming through, where he's ahead of the pack because
he got hit with the Orango stats.
Well, because he's got the idea of what he wants to do, and then everyone else may be a little bit slower to react, so the communication isn't keeping them all on the same page, and maybe that's where that disconnect is being created, because like I refuse to believe Kesnit is just like in such a rut that he's putting up these numbers. He's a much better player than that.
Yeah, and see, that's why I'm wondering, maybe he didn't mean to say take more risks, because I thought he was doing that by all those solo plays. I think he just means for his team to have more confidence. He said they had all the info that entire map, but they weren't able to execute something off of that. So someone needs to step up, make a call, the team follow through and back it up with utility and just commit and be confident in it.
When we were talking about some of the clips we saw on Sunset, I remember like watching Rossi run into Market solo, like dogging for himself, right? And then like Kesnit not being there. So is it an issue of Kesnit needs to convey like what he needs from his team and then get it? Because he got into screens that round earlier. There was like there was a dog, I think,
honestly,
from Glyph, but like,
maybe there are instances where he needs to just tell his team what he wants and
Start
take more
micromanaging.
control, because we are seeing him ahead of the pack. And yeah, it does feel like he has a read on what he wants to do in these situations. He's motivated to do something based on the information he's getting, but maybe he just needs to tell someone to do something for him rather than just hoping it's going to be there.
You guys need to tell me what the hell is going on with Demon 1. The guy looks like his soul has left his body.
I don't know. I mean, it's the tough state this team is in. They're down mentally. They need something, I don't know, magical to bounce back. Like someone hit a crazy ace kind of clip to inspire people. I don't know, man.
Yeah, and it's really just like they're trying to kind of plug and play players here when having an environment that's already not working, having a team that doesn't have a foundation that you can do that. You kind of, right now with your new players, have to build it from the ground up and stop trying to like reuse and recycle what wasn't working in the first place.
Yeah, to some extent, maybe they can take a bit of a deep breath, right? Because they're going to have an opportunity in the play-ins. Look, it's not like they're going to be making the top two in this stage, right? So take it as the next couple weeks that are left, learning experience, a few more match reps, and focus on what they can improve on to then make a run through play-ins and turn this around.
It was back to basics with the classic composition for Envy on Split. And now as we head on to Summit, it's a chance for another clean slate, a chance to show us what they've been working on, bring it back to brass tacks, and try and find some level of success against what might be the best team in the world right now. Stick around, folks. Mimi and Endo are going to bring us back in for Map 2 after this.
AI viewers? Streamboot.com? No way.
Zerona's testing main here for the time being, but Mike's just out in the open there, almost a chance to trade that one out. Dima once found his 4th kill of the round.
Tem o céu dominado, vai chegar pela rampa também. Que é isso? Pode ficar bom pra Leviathan, olha o salto! Entrando na olha o que faz!
Welcome back to VCT Americas, everybody, and I hope that you are excited to see the best team in the world's take on a brand new map, because that's exactly what we have in store for you now. We're heading over into Summit, and Mimi, it'll be our chance to see Leviathan play the map for the first time.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of different looks across the world, and for LEV, it's no surprise to see them lock in the double duelists, the Phoenix, the Neon, that have defined their year. But to pull that off, they have to make a sacrifice. They're playing a solo controller Omen look. A lot of teams have liked the ideas with the Viper, some with the Harbor, but they're leaning a little bit more into the individualism, how good they are consistently, especially with set plays when they play that double duelist combo, and to get Neon on the chamber, where he's just
Beautiful.
so damn good.
Yeah, you just have everyone on their best agents. You couldn't ask for anything else. Meanwhile, Envy are doing something interesting, Mimi. They're rocking Demon 1 on the chamber and a double Sentinel comp with Rossi's Sage. What do you make of this idea on the Summit map?
The first thing I make of is just like, for this team, yes, put Demon 1 on Chamber.
Yep,
I think that they should be taking easy wins, and I think Demon 1 Chamber is an easy win. To talk about the Sage, though, when people first theorized about the map, I think a lot of people immediately associated her with being strong here. We've seen...
I mean, this is literally her training ground, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
There's less teams that have gone into that, but recently, even like last night, Paper X was showing a Sage idea on this map. I really liked that. I think that she does a great job of simplifying your post plants, has excellent stall on the defensive side when you're holding down chokes. I think she's just a strong agent on this map. You're also giving up that second controller to get her in the comp, but I think this is a fun one, and I'm excited to see what ideas they have.
Yeah, we'll see what Envy can do on the attack. Interestingly, Envy, even with their disappointing start, have been pretty solid on pistols. 40% win rate on that. A little bit interesting to see what they can do here now with the Sage. But the first question is, can you deal with Neon? A good trade out of Glyph will do just that. And this B side is completely open, Mimi. Actually, Kesnet is going all the way in.
To the grave.
Okay.
Yeah, thought he could catch a timing.
Okay, it's still only one man down. They have a wall on one side. I want to see them playing up and drop, but they want to go back, try and find a fight somewhere here.
Yeah, the question will be whether or not King can do anything on this lurk. Demon 1 being down means no trips or anything to guard the other side, and Glyph just running into blows. Instantly dealt with. Now Envy kind of out in the middle of nowhere, especially with the flank coming online. They have been corralled and cut down.
Yeah, I think Envy's approach to that post plant was somewhat poor. I would have liked them to see, even once they lose Kesnet, which obviously he thought he had a time and he didn't, he dies. But I think they need to either be fighting into drop, intentionally making a decision to retreat together, or fighting up to cut the rotate through mid. Instead, they just kind of ended up playing alone. Only one player is actually going for that fight into blows. He dies, and suddenly they're just kind of man standing emoji on the site as Leviathan pinches them from 3 different angles.
Yeah, the place the body is dropped was just kind of out in the open. Everyone swinging out there and getting cut down. A little bit of a characteristic, I think, of Envy's post plants has been sometimes a little bit disjointed. They will just go back into B main here. This time Leviathan ready for the pop flash out. And they're even sticking around regardless of the slow orb on the ground. The C's, and there is Spike and team. That's perfect utility. The C's as well as the Haunt. Yeah, Blow's just doing a number on Envy over in B main, and that's a great little number out of Leviathan.
And if you watch them play most other maps of the pool, especially the Ascent, you're going to see a lot of trap plays like that off of contact, be it an orb or sometimes Neon with an operator. They'll have the Phoenix behind ready to flash and the Neon there to refight as well.
Yeah.
It's those little ideas that have been so excellent for LEV in these last few months.
It's funny because on that last map of Split, Leviathan never had to run the B main trap. They did like a walk forward fight, but they never did something just like that. Didn't have to dig that deep, and already have used that to great success here to deny Envy on that eco.
With a comp like this, I do think that you want to be playing up and trying to contest space in these mains. So good to see them already showing those ideas. Their macro is going to get a lot easier as well once Neon has an operator online. They can get him posted on a forward angle. You see on the minimap even this round without the op, he was doing that towards A.
Yeah.
And then let that kind of three-man pack of the Neon, Phoenix, and Fade fight, go for trap plays elsewhere on the map and get active.
And if you want to just talk some general Valorant fundamentals, regardless of a new map, when you're playing against a team like this from Leviathan, and especially the Chamber, you're always going to have Chamber posted up on an aggressive angle. That gives information over to Leviathan so they can choose where the rest of the pack wants to fight. And the best way of breaking that is you have to force the Neon back on the Chamber. You have to force him to teleport away with an early fight. Well, actually, this time it's Demon 1 sent packing. Because if you don't get him off that line, Leviathan just have perfect information around the map, and that is exactly what Demon 1 has delivered to his team here.
Yeah, that was a really key one-on-one that Demon 1 manages to win. Leviathan fall away. They're playing full retake on this A site, and that's another from Demon 1.
Hey, this guy's just taking over now. I feel like back on Split, he was very passive on the lurks until the very end of the half. But here, taking a chance. And you heard Stunner say in the interview, he wanted his team taking more risks, and you have exactly that there. Demon 1 just getting after it.
Yeah, making those plays. You had that one round back on Split where he managed to get a timing pass blows. It was one of the few wins for Envy there. And here, Leviathan comfortable to just play some exits, look to later on die to the spike.
Yeah, some of the things I'm always looking at when teams play a map for the first time is like, how do they set up in the post plants? And Envy up numbers have 5 players on that site, 2 over by Garden, but very lodged in there as a team.
You can play heavy for yard in your post plants on A when you play this Sage because you're effectively completely cutting off one of those avenues of retake. Normally you're having to deal with 2 different angles when you're holding there if the door's open, which you're always going to close it, let's be real. It could be up to 3. So I like to see them playing a little bit more on off of just that site, holding on to that space in yard proactively.
Yeah, especially when you have the Sage Wall to cut down another avenue of approach into the site. Can really limit the angles you have to deal with and just focus on the fundamentals, trading off your teammates.
Nice round, good job.
Shots from Demon 1 were really nice there. I'm really hoping that he can continue that form on this map. But a new threat in this one. Neon has his first operator of the game.
I wonder how the decisions are being made on Envy's attack side. Like Demon 1 going for those lurks, is he just, you know, egoing that he wants to take that fight, feels good, or if there's some request for him to take space and challenge the Chamber, because again, he's facing off against Neon in B main. Neon not getting too active just yet.
Won that fight last time.
Now Envy into A main, and Neon catches him on the retreat. Envy have to work out of this. We'll listen to their comms.
Spike down A. 1 enemy remaining.
Are we muted? We are currently listening to Envy's comms. And it's, well, we might still be listening to Envy's comms. Who knows?
So what did you learn, Christy, about the team dynamics there when we got that opportunity to listen in?
Oh, boy. I mean, so the weird thing for me, it wasn't when it became quiet once it became a 1-on-5.
Sure.
But clearly it's grim over there. The weird one was, it was a 3v5. They're execing the site, and it was perfectly silent.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that was a little bit of a weird one. Either way, they got absolutely shut down this round, tried to go for a fast hit into this A site after losing their lurker on the other side, and, well, the LEV players did a great job of having the proper crossfires set up. Spike sliding back into this fight for a flawless round.
Oh, the falling one way, I love that. So King threw out a smoke that was just a little bit elevated, and as it drops, you can see the attacker's feet get the spam, and they can't see you in return.
Yeah, we're good, we're good. Well,
Maybe not Doomsday over there yet. Demon One glass up now on the attack. And again, he finds where Neon is on the map. These chambers have been really successful figuring out where the other one is going to be. But now with that little pop fight back into mid, it instantly equalizes the score. Blows really stalling things out in B main as the res will come online.
I love that wall on the rotation as well. Give Blows a little bit of space.
Knights is on the other side of this Sage wall right now. But actually there was a little...
They were clearing B.
And Orb online means
timing.
maybe it is still just a 5-on-5
Wow.
for Sato. Now Demon One dropping in B main. They're running straight into King. Nice shot from Kesnet on the slide. But there's layers now for Leviathan. Anytime you think you've dealt with one guy, there's another one that steps on forward. As the wall drops,
Envy
have
need to
themselves an
win this
A-side.
round.
But Sato has this ultimate available. Has to stay alive to use
Wow,
it. He's
nice
down. That's a
reclear.
big pick out of Rossi.
And the double swing back in. As now Spike
Oh my
will
God,
drop
if Blows
its
wins
Blows in
this.
a 1-on-2. Already 3 into the round. But it'll be Rossi with 3 of his own to claim this one for Envy.
Really credit to Demon One in these rounds. Another where he's getting an opener onto the opposing chamber. And then the team, good trading to clear things out, as it did get a little ahead this round again.
That was cool. I didn't see that on the first time. But that was a Haunt plus Slow Orb combo that landed on Neon. That's why Demon One was so
Guys,
easily
we're
able to
making
win
too
the
many plans
fight.
right now. We need to really Buddha, guys. Like we're saying one saying go A, one saying go B. Please first call.
You hear him trying to organize the team. When we've had previous listen-ins to Envy, it's always been a little bit chaotic, I think, to say the least, with some of those different ideas going back and forth as his team tries to sort it out. Rossi trying to be the man to wrangle that bit of control, make sure that they're on the same page.
Wow. It's Envy actually calling this timeout, even after winning 2 of the last 3. But maybe in response to some of the disruption there in the comms and Rossi trying to get everyone on the same page, trying to just lock in and keep this going, because already we're off to a much better start than back on Split, where you had both Spike and Sato here completely cruising through Envy.
And what a year Sato has had so far. You can take a look at his stats both in Stage 2 and in their win at London. He's been incredibly consistent, incredibly skilled throughout his tenure on this team. Even when he debuted last year, a team that didn't manage to make it to any international events, ended in a bit of disappointment. He showed that promise. And now with the right team to harness it, with the players coming up from the academy, with Owner coming into the team, it has been an incredible year for that young man.
Back into round 6 now for Envy out of the timeout. Have a Nightfall to play with. And again, Demon One and Neon have found each other just every single round. But this time the difference is, actually there's no real difference. It's light armor on Neon, even though he has the operator. Demon One will have an even match there with the Outlaw.
Envy pretty passive on this 4-1. Put a Haunt back towards mid. That same slow going down towards elbow. But they don't follow up off of it. Instead calling the Lurker back into mid and looking to challenge Blows, who's been jiggling this angle pretty much every round.
Yeah, Envy really struggled to dislodge Blows on their attack half in the previous map, but this time they have a Nightfall, although Blows dodges around it. Already has the support of his duelists here. And Envy have just, I guess, faked with the Nightfall. Demon One's up through mid, but that's a huge piece of utility to just throw in there and do virtually nothing with.
And there's still a player in A main. King is spending a lot of time with this paranoia. They might want to call back to Demon One.
Need to see what he can accomplish on this side of the map, but he's peppered down to 3 health.
Where are they going? They tried to come back to
I
him.
need a
They
heal.
canceled that. Now they're committing to the play towards B.
And their Sage Wall is over on A. That's another huge piece of utility.
Not
the
double
wrong
peeking.
side of the map. 20 seconds
And they
left.
take so much damage.
On life, slowed down, so that does allow Envy into the site, but Blows
Envy
is
are
still
playing
here.
scared.
They have never dealt with Blows. 10 seconds now as Demon One hits the floor, and now
Jesus.
Rossi will join him. It's a catastrophe. Envy could not figure out where they wanted to be, and Leviathan punished them.
That round was a mess from Envy. You heard previously Rossi calling out, boys, listen to the first comm, commit to one idea. And that round looked like the exact opposite of it. Going towards that initial hit, canceling onto that. I think, presuming that Demon One had a play up into mid, but then he gets pushed off the line. They're doubling back a second time before realizing they don't have time to cancel. And feeling forced into a play where Blows just easily mops him up.
Demon One rips the ult with his team on pistols. See if he can do anything. He's found a few successful opening picks. But Leviathan have done a really good job, I think, at just not giving a lot of ones over, unless it is Neon on the chamber.
Yeah. In previous rounds, you would see Blows.
If you guys are watching on
forward
YouTube
on
or
this angle, but he respects the
Twitch,
tour de
make
force.
sure
Plays back towards drop
subscribe,
instead.
follow VCT content, VCT watch parties.
This is a nice spot to be in, especially with the Nightfall. Yeah, he's backed into a corner a little bit in drop, but with the Nightfall, he can just fight his way through.
Oh, Demon One, just take care.
In
Just
of
take
his
care.
duelist. Demon One out in the middle of nowhere, while Envy were running away.
Maybe another miscue there from Envy.
Yeah, they're
And
just
Neon
gonna
has
feed
not
into the
flinched.
op.
This is every round from Leviathan. These fakes are not working because Leviathan don't rotate. They don't fall victim to your little antics. It's just another flawless round from Leviathan as they mop the floor on this anti-eco.
They have been stoic this game. Sitting, waiting, letting Envy make the play into them, and then cutting them down. That's a flawless round. As you see here, as that handful came out, everyone else ran back into main. Demon One stayed out on site. It's all of these little moments of disconnection adding up to a summation of losing map after map dominantly.
Oh, what the
At least
hell?
Envy have the buy now. We'll see, slow orb down, plus the haunt, but Leviathan are on to Envy's tricks now. Not challenging too much into bend. What do we sort of make of Leviathan's defense and their overall protocols now that we're seeing it?
I think it's been very passive so far. They condition the trap plays early on, which are classic Lev, but the way Envy's been playing, they've been able to just sit back, play these very passive rounds, and then have fast rotations with the Neon kind of floating towards mid to flood into the site off of either Blows or King on the other side, and that's just been highly effective with the style that Envy's playing.
It's pretty similar to how they played for the sites on Split too, I think, how they want to rotate quickly and team fight together. Always have that when Spike is going to be your float guy on the Neon.
Yeah. And with the player Neon on the op on the chamber, it also makes it so much easier to play these heavy rounds for mid.
Demon One
Gonna
sticking
get
around here, but that is a nice seize.
Bro, the
Blows,
Jiggle Pete's.
not too eager to challenge more than he should. And with that whip
No
shot,
way.
hold on, Spike nearly had a moment there. It is still Leviathan up in numbers. They boxed off one lane with the Sage Wall, but with this little push and pull setup between Blows and his teammate, well, he
it's not
doesn't
even
need the
fair.
help. I
No
suppose
way.
he runs out of bullets.
No
and
way
Neon's
he
gonna
lives
be
there.
It's
Come
not
on.
even
Come
fair.
on, man. That is just silly.
Oh. Blows might have plot armor.
Yep. I had one death in this game.
Yep.
11 kills.
11 kills. That's an 11.0 KDA if
My
you're counting.
fade is 11-1. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I think this guy's a pretty damn good anchor. Very calm with the aim as well.
Sato like remembered that he's supposed to be the hype guy.
Just snaps into it there.
There's a voice in his ear that tells him it's time to cheer.
Is that Neon with the tour de force? He's double opping this round, folks.
Yeah, why not? He's using his real op first, and then he'll have the quick pull out on the second shot. Just in case. Just in case he misses.
I mean, he's at 8.3K.
Bro, timing
And-
spam, 3K through the
that's 3
smoke.
kills. That's 3? I
They're
thought 2
just
was
too
silly.
good. They're just too
How is that 3
good.
kills?
I don't know. You're getting collapsed
Oh my
through
God,
smokes.
they're
That's a
farming
4K,
them.
and he saw one player.
What if this is just the great race to top frag?
Who's going to get it? Because, I mean, Spike is putting himself in harm's way more often. He's died
True.
4 times, but he has 14 kills. blows trails by 3.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to participate in this round, just sitting back anchoring towards B.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's...
Enough said. Don't think there's really anything else. I like the little fairy there.
Yeah, it was a fun. I haven't... Maybe I'm just unobservant, but I haven't seen the observers track that before.
Leviathan have been given this mid space
Oh,
quite a bit.
how do they
Hey,
not get
this
the
blow's
kill?
killable, he is!
Okay, if they
2
don't win this
deaths
round,
now,
they
and
don't
now it's
win
a
this
5v3
round,
for Envy. Hold your horses. Neon,
I might have to end stream.
under pressure now, has the teleport back to tower if he needs. And with the paranoia, he chooses to retreat. I mean, Envy have a great position.
If Envy
now.
somehow throw this
This
round,
wall still disrupting.
I might have
Back
to
in
end stream.
link. A Nightfall as well.
To break a lot of that down. That's a good kill by Sato, though.
No.
No.
Kesnet, you can't be missing that.
No
It's even
way.
now. 3 apiece. With the hard clear, Rossi will hold his own.
They're
That's a
baiting
resurrect
Demon
too. Envy need to
one.
fight
They
for it,
get.
but no one's holding
Oh,
Res.
okay.
Glyph will be there.
We're good. We're
3
good.
now.
We're good.
In the 3rd round for Envy.
Yeah, not even close, guys. Shored that one up. I mean, when Kesnet slid into spawn, could not get that kill, I had my worries. But the reward is here for Envy. They get another round on the board, and it's thanks to the earlier actions by Kesnet. A nice opener there. Glyph, thorough to hold the door as it falls. And closing out the round as well for the new addition.
So still, if Envy can put something together here, they could be within 2 at the half. He can channel some of that success again. But Leviathan seem to want to play for mid a little bit more.
Try
Neon
play
is
with the
just
flash.
Inside of the smoke with an operator. While Envy are
And they
walking
killed
down into
both.
these players straight into Spike's waiting arms. And Sato, not far behind another. So all of a sudden you have an operator stepping directly out into the center of mid. Shorty on the other side, Knights. Welcome to the show, but good luck on 5 HP. You're done for. An 8th for Leviathan.
Yeah, that was a clean round. They've moved away from the trap plays for the last probably 5 or 6 rounds, but they returned to it here right towards the end of the half. And it got really awkward. You see Spike pulling out his hands right as he's about to get swung, but the flash was there in time.
Spike down.
Pick up all the kills, condensing back into mid. Last shot for Envy in this half. They've got an ult on Glyph. Buy is rough.
At least Demon 1's gonna have some of those headhunter bullets. But Envy are operating on a we'll take what we can get kind of approach.
What else will they get? Neon dodges out on the Prowler, re-peeks in.
Oh,
Missed the
there for
shot,
Neon.
doesn't get
Sensei
punished.
running, but that Nightfall didn't actually catch him. Doesn't quite matter.
Are they gonna break door?
Kesnet flooding into the site now. Still an angle and a good hold once
And
again.
Demon 1 gets
It's
one with the
exactly the same as the
Marshall.
previous round.
Finally,
5
we're
on
just
3.
running it
In the
down,
post
but
play,
we
except
get.
this time,
We're not
Spike's got
ready
the
for the
lightning.
flood.
Fast lane
We're
up.
not ready for
Demon
the
1 stepping
flood.
straight into
It's a
him.
2v2.
A 2-on-2 now. As Sato holds for a
Knights.
moment, Knights will pounce. That sets King into the 1-on-2. Sees the 1. Fakes him out. He remains unseen.
The wall's about to break, the sage wall, and the map just disappeared. The map is good.
Spike planted.
Plant confirmed now.
This whole time didn't it have plant down?
These smokes are making a mess out of the site.
No, what are they doing? Knights. Knights.
It does not
Oh.
get better than that, but Knights.
We're good. We're good.
We'll be there to
We're good.
finally see it through for Envy. Trailing by 4 going into the second half.
Nice work, 2 Knights. Making his debut in this stage out of a pretty poor map 1 from Envy. I think he was responsible for some of their biggest moments, making some plays on the Omen that map here as well. Closing out this 2-on-1, making sure it doesn't get out of hand, then ensuring that Envy get at least 4 as we head to the half.
So this is what you usually see when we are in the smoothie bar or taking shots of the show. So let's take a look at what the casters see while they're in game.
Whoa. Teleprompter TV. Other TV. Light, 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 light. Light, 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 light.
Well, let's get this second half underway. And he put together a couple of rounds at the end there. A little bit of a sign of life for them. After Leviathan just showed strength here on a brand new map for them. Coming in, I think Spike, the man of the match so far, 19 kills in that opening half.
And not too shabby, I would say. They had some nice ideas, be it the classic LEV trap plays on defense or these slower rounds looking very controlled in the way they were set on the retake. But now a look at the attack side for Leviathan. As early on, a bit of a fight towards A main. Both sides sending pretty heavy forces here.
Oh, Sato crisp on that opener.
Ooh, need the trade, need the trade.
Is doing all the work there. He fired off the paranoia.
Hey,
and
good
got
run
the
from
kill.
Envy.
That'll be 2 for him. It's one of the more promising members back on split for the team. Also had that clutch in the final round versus King.
Yeah, the glimmer of hope for Envy. This game may have been the pistol rounds. Had okay success at them. But now, a 2-on-4. And there's been too many 2-on-4s that have gone the wrong way in this game so far. Neon's got a free sight. He'll call King over.
You know, with Envy getting completely up in front of that fake out smoke on the A side, they shouldn't be too fooled. But Neon's going to need to go on a bit of a journey here. See what he can accomplish. That said, Leviathan are in a pretty sweet spot. You've got King that upgraded into a Sheriff, has the light armor, full HP, and Neon's Headhunter bullets. So a couple of good timings, and now with some information,
2v4.
awareness of the flank, and a good plant to play deeper positions on site. Let's see how Leviathan.
Again, if you guys are watching on YouTube, Twitch, make sure to subscribe, follow, doing some VCT content, and watch party.
Already won, but it's Demon one. Looking real
Watch
nice
parties
here.
for Americas,
Bandit in
Pacific,
hand, and a Fim for MD.
and a little bit of
Cleans up
EMEA.
both on that retake. And that's going to actually make this the most competitive the game has been all day. Envy trailing only by 3 off of that. And it was a little awkward with this fight in main. Knights tucked into the corner, catches the paranoia as Spike is trying to spam away. And I don't think they expected a third player to be here in Glyph. But his deep position there back by the door
Go, boys. Let's go, guys. Give it a max.
means they trade out favorably.
And so Envy just need to keep rocking some rounds like that. Had very good control after the early fights, had the good rotations, had that forward information. So nothing fooling them.
There.
Quick slide in from Spike. While they just pick up the orb, I'm really interested. You see him in mid, this attack smoke. Leviathan, they've thrown this both rounds out of King. Gives them the opportunity to cut off that line and quickly scale past without worrying about a scoped weapon from Bend, but also the chance to pop out from behind it and attack into Bend if someone were there.
Yeah, I think it also gives you an angle to threaten a lurk up and be able to pop on the player close mid there on that left side.
Yeah, exactly. Nice options.
Oh,
with
get
that.
out of there.
The first shot goes wide, and that's going to force Envy now to play for retake.
Door's still open. Timon was looking for a chance,
Bro,
but it falls in his
almost fell
face.
into
And
drop.
with Kesdin on an opener, now pretty good position to play this retake from 2 angles to fight
Bro, it
through.
doesn't matter what guns you give
Out
him.
of blows is classic. That was real sharp from him. The C's will stall Lev out, keep them stuck in this box.
Hey.
Little kill zone. As Envy only dropped
They're
the 2
looking
players on this round.
good. They're looking good.
We've seen the attack side be a little bit more difficult to figure out for some teams on this map. I think especially when you're looking at America's teams who have played against NRG, felt the nightmare that that comp is to go up against. You don't have quite the same risks with the way that Envy is playing. The biggest thing that I think you have to navigate is, first of all, Demon 1 with the scope, whether that be an outlaw or later on when he has money for the operator. And secondly, yeah, the whiff was a little... Don't worry. No one saw. No one saw. Rossi trying to wrangle control back at the end of that.
Hold on a second, guys. We got to go for a fight. And there you saw just the bloom of the smoke does give you that angle to block off bot mid. Nice ideas from King. Demon 1, though, being the chamber player that he is, has the range to step out in front of it, though.
They just walk into sight.
Meanwhile, Leviathan are just on the A site. Worked all the way up into that.
They're
Closed
here,
the
has
door
a
already. Have a very
heading
quick
towards
plant.
cave.
How do they want to play the post plant, though?
If
How
Envy
deep
want
do
to
they
win
fight up?
this,
Well, that's good with the ultimate
good
online for
stall.
Santo.
Uh-oh, look at our chambers.
They're gonna wait it out. Big fight.
Some kind of an idea, and Demon 1 just outmatched on the rifle.
Okay,
5
good
on
way
4
to
now from
lay
Envy.
out the
They bought a
ult.
lot of time with that running back.
Oh, and mowed down through the smoke,
Died,
too.
fam.
Before Kesnet even has the chance to come into the site, he is just dead from behind the dark cover.
Really well locked down by Leviathan in that post plant, keeping control of Yard, having their
Yeah,
double
Knights
duelists
does
in
need to
position to
save.
either
He only
fight
has
towards
100 credits.
CT if players are flooding from there, or to fight back into Yard. Really quick reactions with this Phoenix Neon. It's a hallmark of pretty much every map where Lev plays a variant of this comp.
Yeah, and it seemed like Envy wanted to challenge around that default mid-smoke Lev have been throwing, put 3 bodies into mid, and that just meant they were very light on the A side. Slow to rotate in, and when they are rotating in, they're all just coming in through Link.
Patiently played by King as well, dealing with that aggression. Envy will call a timeout now, very early into this half.
It's kind of nasty how King was playing that. He even had the cover of the smoke that was directly on top of him that he was spamming through 2 different layers.
I know.
Even if Kesnet had come out of the first dark cover, he still wouldn't have seen King.
So if you're looking at the side of Envy, the biggest boon for you is going to be Demon 1 getting the operator online. I want to see them showing early ideas to post him forward on an angle and an extremity, and then go back into trying to fight together elsewhere. I think taking a page from Lev would be good for them. I want to see them setting Kesnet up for some of these proactive ideas in the mid-round to re-clear space. I think especially against a guy like Neon, who is going to be put in positions where he's able to get aggressive, lurk on that chamber. You want to shut that down. And essentially your entire job is funnel them into the site with the Sage, be that showing the operator one side, showing something aggressive with the Neon. Your macro should bring you back to being able to play heavily on the site late with your Sage. And the excellent stall utility he can provide.
See if that comes into play now from Envy out of this timeout. Pretty big stack investment over towards the A side early. Although, as I say that, it does look like it was just Demon 1 dropping down a trip on that side, then quickly pivoting to regroup with his Fade on the other.
Everyone from Lev ready towards A. Sage is here this time, Paranoia as well. It's good stall from Envy.
Hey, good
Quick
Sage
teleport
util.
in front of the slow orb.
Good stall.
Listen to
They
Lev's
take
attack this
space, but it's a bulldog and a rifle. And Rossi just instantly dies. Okay, good kill from Knights, instantly gets traded. And they have util for every set spot. Oh my goodness. And then it's another save. It's only been like 30 seconds.
Não, impossível. Eu tô olhando aqui, tá? Morto, cara, não pode estar costa. Não, entendi.
Cuidado na maré pra Link, Sato. Cuidado na maré pra Link. Tá.
Tô comitado nesse ângulo, então. Tá. Vamos bem assim, né, Spike?
Eu ia apoiar você,
Não tem gap. Só que você fica mais close aqui?
Sim, tô.
Abrindo do King também, Blue.
Aham. Não posso marcar. Sim, abre no seu. Os caras fez um super pause, faz trap bomb ali na parede, gelo ali, Rossi. Tomou rush, brother.
The shot at the beginning of this round onto Rossi, courtesy of Spike, was so gross.
Filthy.
That should have been a good setup for Envy. They had a paranoia, they had a slow, they had all their tools ready to hold down this space A main. But one man just slides in.
And here it is. Boom. Poor Rossi can't see anything. He's just trying to throw a wall up by a little pocket of safety.
And then Sato.
Yeah.
We missed that in the listen-in, meaning that was as they learned they were saving. That was his reaction.
Crazy.
You can't not love this guy.
No, he's actually too funny. Too funny. Meanwhile, Spike sitting at 20 kills to 10 deaths. And
hey, another A
Leviton
rush.
back into A main.
Can Envy handle the
so much last
retail?
time. They're like, okay, sure, let's just run
Demon
it
One's
again.
taking early space
Phoenix
in
wall out
mid.
into the open.
King is
And I
watching.
really just love this Phoenix wall to divvy up. Right, you can't have one anchor play A as long as that wall is up because, well, you could walk around either the left or right-hand side of it.
To Leviathan default 4-1.
And after creating that threat, baiting out the Sage wall, they look to rotate back.
I mean, this is one of the guns that was saved from Envy. Operator for Demon 1. And the B site is completely bare. Mid-round just, I guess, gamble stacking, but it seems like Envy are a little bit lost. Like they were almost rotating towards A, now they're confused. They want to go back towards B, but they don't have a forward line.
They have been moving a lot for very little info.
Okay, it's just going to be a B hit. Good C's.
Block off Demon 1's angle. He's got to teleport
Demon
away.
1.
And 3
Both
players
shields with.
towards spawn, ready to pop
Oh,
back in.
another
Great hold from
2K.
Neon.
Okay, a trade.
Just lights out.
It might be winnable, but
Now Envy slide in.
players aren't in
One by
position.
one. Demon 1 still with us off, but never has been able to find a shot. Finally, Sato steps into him. Has to worry about his back, and this round just a tough one from Envy from the get-go. Only had the 2
Jesus.
guns, and Leviton called around them nicely.
They really did. You mentioned that
You guys
Phoenix
are
wall,
watching on
it's so strong,
YouTube,
but
make
also
sure to
just the
subscribe.
macro from Lev, it's great there.
VCT content and VCT watch parties for America specific.
Leave King on a containment
And a little bit of
just be able to
EMEA.
quickly double back towards B. It's nothing too complicated, but the execution is
We're
where it
rooting for
matters.
underdogs.
And it's been stellar all game from Lev. Nice shots from both Neon and Sato in this round to clean it up as Demon 1 will be able to get another scope online with that ultimate.
Demon 1 over in B main. Leviton just showed some util and are continuing to play for A main. I think they just pinpointed a big weakness in Envy's hold, and just by creating this doubt on this side, you pull players over. Last time they didn't walk out with the wall. This time they do. Spike's a little bit worse for wear. Dink down to 10 health. But still, it's just an easy site secure for Lev.
And a nightmare post plant to play against.
Oh, missed off shot.
Knights around the corner.
It's done.
And there's a stun in, but
It's so early.
There's an
Envy
insert
aren't
towards
really in a position
cave.
to flood behind it yet. That's a big piece of utility burnt on the retake.
Nice,
Still a
they
paranoia
know.
if they want to use
Trade.
it. Doesn't it? Just slides in. Doesn't even ask for the
The
util.
trade.
Sends it
3v3. And we're
regardless,
just
and
jumping through the smoke.
Players jumping out of the smoke straight into the meat grinder. Knights has already dinked down as well. And that is a teleport right into the
Jesus.
knife. Brutality here on Summit as
Nice.
Leviathan advanced the series
Come
point.
on, man.
I'm not digging the coordination we saw on that retake from Envy. Using the relay bolt before anyone can go off of it. And then another miscue. Kesnit sliding while his teammates are still getting util in hand. Here you see it. He slides in. Out comes the C's then, and then it's 1 by 1 onto the trades. Lev locked this down. And it's insult to injury from Neon.
Leviathan having fun out there.
Mad point.
Can't really blame him. But we're quick over into B main. Rossi trying to support his chamber, but thinks better of it. Realizes that Leviathan have actually shifted over to play heavy on this side. But how quick could the pop be out from behind this? Yeah, they're just breaking it and ripping into the site. Demon 1 will have to be the X factor for Envy in a round like this. Already has found his mark, and Sato unsuccessful with the run it back. A big win at the start for Envy is now the
Big
Paranoid connects
kill.
on 2. That is
Why?
picture perfect.
Why?
A flawless round from Envy.
In this
Really
round,
nice
we
work
have a
by
good
Demon One.
retake, but in other rounds, we're just like,
Picks up that initial kill, teleports away, and this time the refight is coordinated. Off the Paranoia, everyone is swinging. And it's at very least the 7th round put together here.
Now that Paranoia was gorgeous. Catches 2, maybe 3 players.
Yeah. It's been a really grim day for Envy.
Nice, guys.
But I've been impressed with Knights. I think he's had some key rounds here. Made a couple plays on map 1. I think his Paranoias have consistently been pretty solid for the team too.
A main brawl. Leviathan.
he wants just out in the open.
Gets
Gets a kill.
in there. A 1-2 punch instantly sets up Envy for a gorgeous round. That's 4 in a row now. Make it a 5th. Nearly back-to-back
Look at
perfect.
brawl.
Envy now string 2 together.
That's how I want to see Envy playing though. Disrespect your opponent. Be confident in your aim. Fight them at the gates. Demon One did exactly that. He's running ahead.
This is the type of rounds we want to see from Envy.
Prowler in his face. He still takes the shot.
He just eats it, doesn't care.
And Kesdin's right there behind him.
Let's go, guys. Good job. Let's go. 4 more.
That's got to feel good for Envy. Had lost 4 in a row, but now put something together here. Actually forced Leviathan to call a timeout. I think that's their first of the series, but they just need to get that one hurdle cleared. One more round is all they need.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I would imagine that this is Owner with a specific round or 2 he wants. Give your boys a couple ideas to close this game out. You only need 1.
Yeah, I'm looking at their options right now, and you're going to see Spike get active with an ultimate, almost certainly, into this on the Neon.
Yeah. You see LEV play a lot of set play ideas when they have ults, when they're coming out of timeouts like this. We saw a few of those set up on defense. I think the attack side has been a little bit more routine so far from what we've watched. So maybe something interesting to try and close this map as Envy are investing in the double operator here.
Whoa.
I think actually just picking that one up from Neon in the last round.
I think
Or no, that's a buy from Kesnet.
Yeah, this is a read from Envy because Lev just ran 2 hard exec rounds and got obliterated in the mains. They're assuming it's going to be a slower round where they try to play the map more. That's where 2 ops could be most effective. But I wonder if Leviathan end up just trying to fix some of the issues they noticed in the actual execute.
They're gonna try to split B.
Split right now, sending Spike in by his own. Demon One again finds his mark with the opening kill. And Leviathan choose to leave the door open for now.
Wow.
Leviathan now just struck in the blink of an eye, catching
And
out
it's
3
over.
players, unsuspecting. And now stuck in drop. Kesnet and Knights alone. He's kept it quiet. No one's looking at him. That's
Oh,
one.
he saw Fade,
He
no?
knows exactly where these 2 players are. Can he clutch it up?
Oh.
And teleport into the corner. Knights making a go at it, but Spike slides on in and sends him packing. Leviathan take this series cleanly over Envy.
A dominant 2-0.
Damn, that would have been a crazy
and their first
way.
debut here on Summit. A little bit closer
shift the
with a
momentum.
13-8 win, but already seeing some of the early ideas here. No shocker that it was outstanding from Spike and Sato. No surprise that they have interesting ideas with trap plays on defense. And well, just the coordination, the fundamentals that are always impressive with the squad showed through as well. Proving that you have a
Alright,
Summit in your back
in
pocket.
2 maps it's been
Makes this
an hour
dangerous
20.
team
Hour and a
just a little
half.
bit more worrying to have to play against.
Yeah, we now have proof of 6 maps in the Leviathan pool. All
Again,
looking
if you
pretty
guys are
solid there.
watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe.
each other.
Trying to get to
Have to feel fantastic. I
200.
believe now that is 8 wins
Now I'm
in a row for
160.
Leviathan, tying the all-time America's record for win streak with G2 at 8. And I don't see a world where this team stops winning anytime soon, Mimi.
No, I really don't. I think that they are on a war path to a 5-0 group.
Excellent stuff from Leviathan. We'll be able to check in with them and the Verizon post-match interview in just a minute.
Unfortunately, it looks like I have to go. I won't be able to catch the MIBR Inferior game, but I hope it is a good game. My prediction for that is I'd pick MIBR given the form that they showed last game, but given that Area are starting to show some signs. They showed some good signs against NRG, and NRG are considered one of the top 3 teams in Americas right now. And so if they keep that form, then they can beat MIBR, and MIBR is in trouble if they end up losing. So this is a clear trap game for MIBR, and we'll see how it turns out. But unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. Probably check it out later in the VOD. Alright, I'll see ya in the next one. Share everybody that watched on YouTube and Twitch.